It had seemed like the perfect day for a ride on the longboard. It was a little overcast with the promise of rain later that afternoon. So as I was cruising along on my board, land paddle in hand, I approached the top of a hill. Now, this hill is a little bigger, a little steeper, a little longer than what I'm normally comfortable riding, but I have no less than 3 means to slow down or stop myself. My foot, my land paddle, or my brake. I installed that brake myself. There's a video about it. You should check it out. Anyway, I had 3 ways of slowing myself down, and I used none of them. As I gained speed going down that hill, my board started to shake and started to wobble, and I was completely paralyzed with inaction, like a deer in headlights. I can only imagine what it looked like. A passerby called for an ambulance, and as I waited for firefighters to show up, I was so grateful that it was an overcast day. My belly flop onto concrete resulted in cuts, scrapes, and bruises, and an excruciating pain in my left shoulder. I took my first ride in an ambulance to the hospital and spent several hours in the ER. In the days that followed, I tried to think of ways that I could turn this into some kind of art. I'm a self-portrait artist, so everything that happens in life has the potential to become part of that self-portraiture. This was no exception. I think documenting everything while it was still fresh was helpful in this process because so many things healed relatively quickly and I would have forgotten that they'd been there at all. There was another aspect that I wanted to document. The small scar that will ultimately become very familiar to me. By tracing that shape, I would be able to change it into a motif and then ultimately a pattern. I think it's safe to say I'm not very good at longboarding. While I've often heard about fight or flight, I think I fall firmly in another category that's less discussed, and that is freeze. I froze up. But I don't freeze when I've got a paintbrush in my hand or I'm making art. And I think that I can take that away from this whole experience. While it may take more time for my body to heal completely, it is the art that has healed my very bruised ego. Thank you so much for joining me for this adventure in belly flopping on the concrete and all of the art that I made as a result.